welcome. I'm just going to do my usual checks and make sure that we are actually going live on the two channels, on YouTube and on LinkedIn. And let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like we are. So a very warm welcome to you, whether you're watching on live or on replay. You are very welcome. This is the third mini webinar in a series that I'm going live with this week from Monday to Friday. So just a quick run through what we're doing each day. And you can go back and watch the others on replay if you didn't catch them previously. So on Monday, we looked at the traits of a covert narcissist. It's really useful to get a good handle on that if you suspect that a person you're in a significant relationship with is a covert narcissist. And once you have that awareness, then you can start to tackle the situation in the best possible way. And that's what we're going to be looking at today with the first strategy I'm going to share with you. But before we start with today, yesterday we looked at the traits of the sort of person who attracts covert narcissists. I get a lot of clients who, once they have that realization that they are in a relationship, in some sort of a relationship, maybe a romantic partner, it may be a sibling, it may be a parent, it could be a friend, a close friend even, and sometimes colleagues. But in this series, we're really looking at those personal relationships in particular. But yeah, it can take a long time to get to that realization. And then when a client looks back, they can often spot that they have had a series of relationships with covert narcissists. So there is definitely a cluster of traits that are magnetically attractive to a covert narcissist. So check out yesterday's video if that is something that interests you. If you struggle to get hold of any of the replays, just DM me, either or drop me a message on YouTube or DM me on LinkedIn, and I will sort you out with the right links so that you can catch up with the whole series. So today is strategy number 1 for dealing with a narcissist in your life. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will be looking at our second strategy and finishing up the week with strategy number 3. So I hope you can join me for all of those. So again, if you haven't met me before, my name's Amanda Craven. I've been a clinical hypnotherapist and life coach for just over 8 years now, and I specialise in helping leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals break free from emotional trauma, and that includes narcissistic trauma and childhood trauma, because these things, even if they happened in the past, although quite often the narcissistic relationships continue into the present, and you need help extracting yourself from that. But all of these different sort of relationships and toxic relationships have an impact on you personally. They impact on your physical health, on your mental health, on your ability to enjoy life, but they also impact on your ability to perform as a leader, as a business owner, as a professional, because it is all consuming. And when we are dealing with a trauma, even if we feel that we can compartmentalize and we're dealing with stuff at home and drawing a line and business is business, there is an impact. on the way we are able to lead, on the creative thinking and the decision-making ability that we have. So it can't be just kept in a box and labelled personal life. It's not impacting on my business or on my professional career. So yeah, there are so many reasons why it's important to raise awareness, to know who you're dealing with, and then use the correct strategies in order to be able to move forward, which in 99% of cases, that means leaving the relationship. It's very, very unlikely, I'm sorry to say, that you are going to be able to repair a relationship with a covert narcissist, for the simple reason that they are not going to change, because they do not even recognize their behavior as being unreasonable or toxic. And they are not going to have that light bulb moment whilst they are in a relationship with you. It may be some point in the future, but yeah, 99% of cases that light bulb moment will not happen for them. So if you are not already connected, I would love for us to stay in touch. So follow me on LinkedIn, reach out and connect. And if you're watching on YouTube, then please do subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications of forthcoming videos that I put out there. So the information, the content that I put out on social media is I'm particularly focusing on covert narcissism for this autumn quarter. It's something that is really important to me, both professionally and personally, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we go along today. So, on to the strategy. Strategy number 1 that I'm going to share with you this week. It is a very simple strategy, but I don't want you to underestimate the importance of following it. The strategy itself is simple, but absolutely vital. The strategy is educate yourself, educate yourself, educate yourself. So by educate yourself, I mean learn everything you can possibly find about covert narcissism. Yesterday, I mentioned those vicious cycles and the downward spirals that we often get into in a toxic relationship, in a relationship with a covert narcissist. And it can be very, very difficult to extract ourselves. But you can save yourself a ton of time and a ton of heartache by raising your awareness, by giving yourself the opportunity to see the patterns, to join the dots in the behavior that you are witnessing and experiencing, and begin to deal with the narcissist and with the toxic relationship in the best possible way. So by educating yourself, I mean reading up on it. There are loads of papers, there are loads of books, there are loads of blogs. You can just do a search engine search for narcissism, covert narcissist. And then, of course, there are lots of books on the internet, such as Amazon. And again, you can just pop a search in a search name: covert narcissism, covert narcissist, covert narcissistic abuse, or whatever. Sorry, I've set off my smart speaker because the A word is the word I use for it. So she started chirping away in the background. So yeah, read, as much as you possibly can. And if you prefer reading on your ebook reader, on your Kindle, or if you like to get the book in your hands, you can buy them off online retailers. You can go to your library and maybe find something, or certainly even if you live in a small place, you can order books to be sent to your local library. Listen to as much information as you possibly can. Again, this may be podcasts, it may be audiobooks that you can get. Some you can access for free, some you may have to pay a subscription for. But listen to other people's stories, listen to experts talking and sharing their experience, the experience of their clients. The more information you can absorb, the more quickly you are going to be able to move forward. Watch as much as you can. You're watching a video right now. There are many video channels on YouTube that talk about narcissism and covert narcissism, which is quite a different beast to overt narcissism, but there is plenty of stuff on covert narcissists out there. Once you have started to absorb a bit more of the information that's out there, encourage yourself to step back, to become an observer of what is going on. And I really encourage you to take notes, maybe keep a journal, because as the typical type of person who is in a relationship with a narcissist, who has attracted a covert narcissist into their life, you are probably a very compassionate, a very empathic person. And this means that you feel the pain of other people very strongly, and you may feel a lot of pity for the covert narcissist. And this can be one of the elements that reels you back in and keeps you stuck, keeps you in that cycle going round in this relationship. So you need to give yourself a bit of time and a bit of space. It can only be, if you can only spare a short amount of time, a couple of minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. Just create a time and a space where you just step back and observe. Think about the interactions that have happened during that day. Really try to look with objective eyes at the actions, the words, the behaviours of the covert narcissist and how that made you feel. If you want to journal, if you do journal already, then make a point of focusing on the behaviours, the words, the actions and the emotions that this triggered in you, and keep a record. Because if you don't, you will very quickly forget. You will forget about your pain, and you will be more focused on forgiving the other person, especially if they are in the habit of playing the victim. That will really tug at your heartstrings. So it's almost as though you need to compile evidence for yourself, so that in the future you can look back and be reminded of the reality of this toxic relationship. So that is what I mean by educate yourself. So important for you to do. And like I said, the cycles can just go on forever, and you will probably reach the end of your tether on a number of occasions. You will probably think, right, that's it, I've had enough, or realise that you understand this relationship has no future and you have to end it in some way, and then you will get sucked back in. In many of my clients' cases, this happens, and it happened for me personally. In terms of my clients, I often get questions as we're working together where they question actually whether they were right in believing that this significant person in their life is really a narcissist, because of the gaslighting behavior, the emotional manipulation that goes on. This can cause them to doubt the reality and think, well, I must have been making it up, or they've just done this really lovely thing, so they can't be a narcissist. Well, they absolutely can, because covert narcissists can be absolutely delightful. They can be charm personified, but not not all the time. It's not consistent. It's not 365 days of the year. But there are enough nice moments to keep us interested, and this is part of the manipulation. In my own case, I knew quite early on that there was something not right in my marriage, that it wasn't a healthy, balanced relationship, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And having the compassion, having that desire to make it work, I kept going. I kept going back. I kept trying to repair, to mend, and I kept trying to stop my husband from sabotaging the marriage. I really felt that I could sort all of this. It just needed him or me to do this thing or to tweak that. But in fact, it was always me making the allowances. And yeah, I wasn't able to save it. And you are not able to save your toxic or narcissistic relationship. It doesn't work like that. But once I had the light bulb moment and realized that he is a covert narcissist, it made it so much easier for me to withdraw and to begin extracting myself from the emotional entanglement, enmeshment that existed in that relationship. So by educating yourself as much as possible, you are going to speed up that process. You are going to speed up your awareness. You are going to more quickly understand, and you are going to reduce the time, the length of time that you experience the heartache that goes with all this process. So that's why I really recommend that you take this strategy to heart. Educate yourself, read, listen, watch, observe, and take notes. If you haven't already got my free guide, then I would love for you to have this. I know this is back to front in this video, but it's 15 signs your partner or parent is a covert narcissist. And once you click on the link to get hold of this download, you will also get a couple of emails from me with some more information about covert narcissism, and you will also be given free access to a list of resources that are going to help you with this particular strategy. So look below the video for the links to get this. If you can't see them, then get in touch with me and I will send you the link. But I hope that's been helpful to you today. And catch up on the previous videos if you haven't already. Tune in tomorrow at 12:30 BST, UK or London time. And that is 7:30 AM Eastern time, and then again on Friday. So tomorrow is strategy number 2, Friday strategy number 3. If you have any questions, drop me a line with those questions and I'll do my best to squeeze those in. Have a fabulous rest of the day. Take care of you and keep educating yourself. Bye for now.